Okay, what we see here is a crew coming back from racing a 5-kilometer race which circumnavigates Pope's and Crow's Island in New Bedford Harbor. The type of race that we have here in New Bedford today is a head race, and that is a time race. Boats go out one by one. The clock starts when they depart the starting line, which is up near Kyla Seafood, and then it shuts off after they go down through the swing bridge past Fathoms under the Fairhaven Bridge down towards the N-Star plant. At that point, they then cross across the river to the Fairhaven side at the southern end of Crow Island. From there, they head north again under the easternmost part of the Fairhaven Bridge near the Skipper Marina, and they end near Poverty Point, and at that point, the time stops. So in many divisions that we have collegiate, we have masters, we have women's masters, men's masters, we have youth, and we also have community groups, and in each division the best times win. We also have a video monitor to show what the times are so that people can be watching in real time how our crews are doing. We have over 160 entries, which represents more than 500 rowers, something that is unprecedented in New Bedford. This is our second annual Pope's Island Regatta. However, we've more than doubled our entries from last year, and we have the most beautiful weather you could expect in October with nice sunny weather and very little winds. So we're very pleased to be host for the regatta here this year.
Government right now they're carrying the boats down. We have to go up and over heads to carry it because the gangway is rather narrow. But then once we get down into flatter ground, they'll do what's called splitting to shoulders, where they each go to one side and they can carry it easier at shoulders. But as you can see, everybody's different heights, so it makes it a little bit difficult. The boats are about 60 feet long and a little bit difficult to coordinate. Right now we've got some launches and things on the dock, so it's going to be a little bit sticky. They'll walk it all the way down to the end to make sure that the stern tip is cleared of this launch, and then they'll push the boat up and over heads again, and then they'll roll it down into the water. You can see that black fin that sticks up on the bottom of the boat. That helps us to steer and keep it balanced. And there's a little piece of it that moves. That's the rudder, and that's all the steering that we get. A lot of times you have to overpower with one side, like port or starboards, to either pull harder or ease off in order to help steer the boat because they are so long and tough to steer. And now what they're going to do is have half of the kids hold on to the boat to keep it from blowing away, and they'll undo oar locks to get ready for the oars to go in, and the kids that are coming up the ramp now are going to grab the oars. Everything happens pretty much in pairs, so they'll grab an oar for themselves and also for their pair partner. The eights are what we would call sweep rowing, where each person has one oar, so you kind of have to work in a team or else you go around in circles. So now they're going to put the oars in. The oars are about 12.5 feet long, so we teach them to stand them straight up rather than swing them sideways, because then they can clear the whole dock, which is not so fun. We don't want to join the swim team. We want to stay on the crew team. So they put the oars in what's called the oar lock, and because the oars are so long, this is a sport of leverage, and so that oar lock is kind of what they leverage against. All the rowers face backwards so that we can use that leverage. The coxswain, who sits in the stern of the boat, it looks like they're in the back of the boat because all the rowers are in front of them, but they're the only one facing forward, and they're the ones that steer the boat. There's that little black fin is attached to that rudder. If you can kind of see closest to us, close to that coaching launch, you can see a little like aluminum bar with a little white cap. That's the steering mechanism, and that's all they really have to steer the boat. So it really is all about the rowers powering and steering the boat. Before they can get in the boat, they have to put all the oars in, and then particularly for the oars on the water side, they have to extend them out and what we call feather the blades so that they're flat against the water. And then with that surface tension, as everybody gets in, it helps to kind of balance the boat. If you don't have the oars in, the boat will just roll right over. These are about 60 feet long, only about 2 feet wide in the middle, and as you can see, taper to nothing in the ends. So they're definitely built for speed, not balance. So now they're going to extend all the oars. Like we said earlier, we've got to get all the oars out. Then the coxswain, the person who steers, who's kind of in charge of the boat, will tell them who's going to get in and when. So they'll say, he just said starboard oars across. We've got one little lag or laggerton over there. And then he's going to call one side in, say 1 foot in and down. There's decking inside the boat that is meant to support individualized weight, but the bottom curved part of it is meant to support weight only if it's dispersed. So there's only specific places in the boat where you can step, and they hold on to their oars, lower themselves in, and then there's either foot stretchers to fit their shoes in or actual shoes in the boat. So once they all get in, they hold on to the boat, let the coxswain get in, and then they tie into their shoes. Then the next thing that's going to happen is he'll say count down from bow when ready, and it'll start with the bow person. When he's done adjusting, he'll call his number, bow or 1 seat. Then he'll go all the way down. So by the time the coxswain hears stroke or 8 seat, which is the person sitting right in front of him, then he knows his entire crew is ready and they can launch from the dock. So now they're in the boats, and they're going to be positioning themselves, making sure that they've adjusted all of their equipment. And then sometimes they can't be heard, so they get a little bit aggressive with their calling. And then once they're all ready and the coxswain knows that they're set and adjusted, they'll either shove off the dock or sometimes they'll walk it down. Because we have a launch that's at the end, they can't fully extend some of the oars that are on the dock side, which is port side. They'll probably shove off, then they'll have a couple of people just rowed away from the dock, and then they can get underway. There's always 1 or 2 people that hold up the line because they've got to keep adjusting. All right, now they're going to shove off. The wind is probably going to blow them right back in. So the coach is going to have to, you're going to have to shove them off, Brianna. The wind is going to push them back in. Ideally, we don't have this many launches on the dock, so they can either walk it all the way down, or they would have just gone off the side of the dock where the wind would blow them away. So once they come off the dock, they're going to set up their oars. they'll fully extend everything, and then they'll balance the boat out, and then they'll start to row out. So pretty much the only variable that you want to have adjusting the set is what we call the balance, or the handle heights. If you use your bodies and wiggle side to side too much, all of that body weight is above the water line and everything gets very, very tippy. So ideally you keep your body weight centered and you adjust your handle height, and then it's very small kind of adjustments. Otherwise, there's too many variables to control and the boat just kind of rocks side to side. That's why a lot of times we'll describe novice boats, and novices are people that have been rowing less than a year. We'll describe them as like a drunk caterpillar because it's just kind of all the oars are all over the place and kind of entertaining, but they tend to get frustrated. So now you can see they'll just start off with a couple of rowers just to kind of get the boat underway, pull free of the dock.
We're here at New Bedford's Fall Regatta. It's 2011 edition. This is really the first one, and it's been a tremendous success today. We've had 5 different college teams come to New Bedford to row. I'm here with the Fordham team, which I know pretty well, a great program. We also had UMass, Mass Maritime Academy, Roger Williams, Wentworth here today, as well as community rowing, high schools from all over New England. And it's really been a great day. I have Coach Lee with me right now with Fordham. Fordham brought its Novice 8 here today to row, as well as an Independent 2. And I just will turn the mic over to Coach Lee. She can introduce some of the rowers here, as well as explain how this works. When you come to New Bedford, the boats aren't here waiting for you. You bring all your own boats, you bring your oars, all the equipment you need. It's like moving a gigantic circus. And she can explain how this works, how we move the kids around all over the East Coast. So, Coach, welcome to New Bedford. Also, you won your race today. Congratulations, and here is the mic.
Hi, I'm Lee Roman with Fordham University, and these 9 lovely ladies over here are part of our freshman novice women's 8 that raced here today against the University of Massachusetts at Amherst. You can see the young one at the very end that the camera is now focusing on is our coxswain. Now, coxswains typically steer the boat and they motivate the crew through the races, and the 8 taller women next to her are the powerhouses of the crew. Typically in an 8 there are 8 rowers, 4 on either side, and the coxswain is the one that makes sure that the equipment stays safe, and she encourages the rowers throughout the entire race. Now today we had a 5,000 meter race, and the girls raced against UMass and they triumphed over this other team. The girls were extremely excited throughout the race. The girls raced the shell that is at the top of the trailer. It's the maroon shell. That is an 8. It's typically 55 feet long. The cost can range anywhere from $20,000 to $32,000. So we entrust our coxswains with not only keeping our rowers safe, but ensuring that the equipment stays safe as well. So you can see that there are multiple shells on the trailer, and what this involves is typically all of the rowers get together after a morning practice and they de-rig everything, which just means that they take all the metal parts off, put everything in the bottom of the trailer with the number of oars that are needed for a regatta, and then we have the young man that is currently working at the trailer is Mike Slidzinski. He is another of the coaches at Fordham. He is the one that drives the trailer along with the other assistant coach, Nick Daw, who you'll see probably in a moment or so. And they just make sure that the shells and the rest of the equipment get to where the regatta is, which today is in New Bedford, Massachusetts.
I'm
Rachel Sortino. I'm from Omaha, Nebraska. I'm in the pre-health track.
I'm Ashley Aitchison and I'm from New Zealand and I'm studying in economics.
I'm Tekla Di Francesco and I'm from Australia and I'm studying psychology.
I'm Alex Azizi from Philadelphia and I'm also studying psychology.
I'm Nicole Arado. I'm from Connecticut and we are the trifecta of psychology studiers.
My name is Meg Sullivan. I'm from Buffalo and I'm studying English.
My name is Caitlin Lakes. I'm from Hagerstown, Indiana, and I'm studying pre-med biology.
I'm Lizzie Rizzo. I'm from Jacksonville, Florida, and I'm studying finance.
And I'm Melissa Thomas. I'm from Chicago, and I am in the business school.
I'm Nick Daw. I'm the assistant coach, and all these rowers that you just met, they're tremendous athletes. I mean, it takes getting up every single morning, coming down to the boathouse, and staying on top of your studies on a daily basis, which really says a lot about, the time commitment and the amount of hard work that they put in on a daily basis. Then to come to a regatta like this in New Bedford and just put together a phenomenal race, and it really is something pretty spectacular to come down and watch and see all these athletes come from around the area and compete. So we're really happy to be here today, and we like to thank New Bedford for having us.
Hi, I'm Mike Sladinsky, kind of the baby of the staff. Graduated actually from Fordham University last year. I was a 4-year member of the men's crew team, captain of the team last year. Just as a student athlete, it takes a lot of dedication to wake up 6 days a week, 6 a.m. So a lot of respect goes out to the crew team all around the country, not only at Fordham. But I'm also the boatman. I take care of all our boats. You can see right now they're in perfect condition. We'll see how long they stay this way. But I want to thank Mayor Slang for inviting us down here and setting up a beautiful regatta for us today.
The only thing that I want to reinforce is that if you're a student athlete, no matter what you play in high school or in college, you have to have good grades. And the student athletes that you see today who attend Fordham and are on the member of the crew team are extremely dedicated. Rowing is one of the more difficult sports. It involves an awful lot of endurance, concentration, tremendous physical condition, and then dedication to the standpoint of not only your schoolwork, but also, as was said, you get up very early in the morning. They're out on the river. In Fordham's case, it's the Harlem. In UMass case, it's the Connecticut. But they're out there literally before the sun comes up, and they hit the water when they get back to school mid-September, or perhaps a week or two earlier than that, and they actually stay on the water till right before Thanksgiving, and then they're back again. If they can get through the ice, they're back again in mid-February. So it's very interesting. A lot of fun. New Bedford is a port that had a storied history of rowing competition. All of our mills, all of our communities had rowing teams back in the 19th century and into the early 20th century. They competed on the same waterfront that we competed on today with this regatta. It's very exciting to see people back on enjoying our waterfront as a recreational waterfront, as well as the #1 working waterfront in the country. So we have the #1 fishing port. We've begun to expand it into import-export. We're involved in barge traffic. We have the fast ferry to Martha's Vineyard. We have a tremendous water sheet from the standpoint of recreational boating, Pope's Island. We have a great recreational fleet behind us right here, tremendous mooring fleet, and now what we're doing is using the river as a crew course, and we're using the harbor as a crew course. So we can go a 2,000 meter, in essence, drag race against the clock up in the Acushnet River, and then down in the harbor we can do a 5,000 meter course. So it's really a great opportunity for us. What this represents, we had hundreds of people in the city today. They bought their lunch here. They got a cup of coffee and a donut. They bought their newspapers. They fill up their gas tanks. They're going to go to our restaurants. Last night, many of them slept at the hotel. And it brings in new people into our area, see what we see every day, encourages people to come live here, work here, and or grow businesses here. So this is a great thing. I see this as an economic development tool for the city of New Bedford. And we love having student athletes in the city with all their families and friends. Last thing I'll say is now, the work only begins when you hop in the truck or the van. You come to a regatta. First thing you have to do is unload your trailer. Then you have to outfit your shell. So you have to outfit the boat with all the riggers. Then you carry your boat down to the water and you launch it. Then you go in and you paddle to where the front of the race is. Then you complete the race. Then you come, take the boat out of the water. You de-rig it. Then you have to put it back up on the trailer, strap it all down. What wasn't said is that Fordham has never lost a boat on the highway. That's a good thing, right? And what happens next is they drive now 4 hours back home. Everybody else, it's Columbus Day weekend. All the kids are out there playing Frisbee. These young student athletes are competing for their school. They're all tuned up, ready to go. They'll do their homework tonight. They'll do their homework on Monday, back to class Tuesday. And then next weekend, we got another regatta. Where are we going next weekend? Head of the Connecticut, that's right, Middletown. And so Wesleyan hosts that. And then the following week, where are we going? Charles? Head of the Charles back up here. And then Orchard Beach the following week? Or do we skip a week? Philadelphia down to Schuylkill, and then to Orchard Beach. So it's a great season, and you can see day in, day out, bright-eyed, ready to go, and that's what we love about it. But the thing I learned personally is that there's no tougher athlete than a woman athlete. A student athlete who is a woman who is concentrating on her studies and concentrating on competing, there's no tougher athlete. So that's the fun thing about it, and I know because I had one, or I still have one. So that's why we love this. I want every little girl in this city to see this broadcast and realize whether it's rowing, whether it's dancing, whether it's debate class, whether it happens to be doing mathematics, robotics, whatever it is, I want you to aspire to be the absolute best you can. Go get your scholarships, go get your academic scholarships, your sports scholarships, go to college, then come back to New Bedford and help us be a great city. So, having said all that, what we're now going to do is present the medals for the Novice 8 to Fordham University, and I am going to present the medals to each of the students and the coaches, and it's the New Bedford Pope's Island Regatta first fall 2011. So we're very proud of this. This is a medal that they'll put in their sock drawers. They'll forget about, and then 25 years from now they'll pick it up and realize what they accomplished here today after 4 years of great careers. So is this your first medals this year or no? Yeah. So this is their first medals, right? So they definitely will put this in their sock drawer. So we're happy about it. I'll show you the medal. Nice looking medal. Community Rowing did a fantastic job in being our stakeholder in rowing in the city of New Bedford. This is our third year now. This is our first official regatta. Today we had over 100 boats and approximately 500 people here participating in the event, and I would say a good couple of thousand altogether, including the spectators. Both bridges, causeways were packed with spectators. This is a very good thing, a lot of fun, beautiful weather. So what we're going to do now is present the medals, and I'll have Coach Lee help me out, and we'll just present them in their hand, and then they can put them around their neck. This is not the Olympics, and we will not put them around their neck today, okay? So, Coach?
All right, this is Rachel Sortino, our coxswain for the race.
And that's Nebraska?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Ashley from New Zealand, our stroke seat.
Congratulations. Say hi when you go home for Christmas. Say hi to your family for us.
Tekla from Australia in 7.
Say hi to your family for us at Christmas, also in Australia. Send greetings from New Bedford, all right?
Alex in 6 seat.
So Alex, Coach, come right over here. Okay. Okay, so Alex, you're from Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. You upset about the Phillies?
Yeah.
Okay, we know. We're upset about the Red Sox and the Yankees as well.
Nicole from Connecticut in 5 seat.
All right. Nicole, thank you very much. Again, we appreciate it. And
Meg from Buffalo in 5 seat.
All right. Meg, thank you. Congratulations.
Caitlin from Indiana in
right,
3.
Just outside of Richmond?
Yep.
Okay, very good. Very good. Jacksonville, Florida, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
excellent.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. And then we're talking about Chicago, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. All right,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Okay.